What's good? We're back in this thing. Today we're gonna be going over how to get this visual synthesizer look using only digital effects. If you're not familiar with what a visual synthesizer is, it's basically something that you plug into an old CRT TV to tweak the inputs of the video going in, and then you would also have to go ahead and record that CRT TV with a camera and then bring it back into Premiere, After Effects, whatever you edit on. And the way I'm gonna be going over it today is basically all 100% digital. So all you need is the footage itself, and then you can just add some effects onto it and you'll get a very similar look. Honestly, I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference. Kind of got the sauce with this one, like always. So if you haven't already, like and comment. Let's go for 1,000 likes, 100 comments on this video, as well as if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and do that. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So go ahead, tell a friend, click subscribe. I upload 3 times a week, music video effect tutorials and breakdowns. Also, if you want to level up your music video editing game, support the channel, and save some time while editing, you can go over to my website, briandalmada.com. and check out my packs and presets. We're actually going to be using the CRT pack in this video to achieve the visual synth look, to kind of make it look like it's actually recorded on a TV. It's the best way to support the channel and it's greatly appreciated. I'll have a link to the website down below, as well as playlist of tutorials that I've done on the packs and presets. But yeah, that's enough talking. Let's get into the video and break down how to do this cool effect. All right, so now that we're in After Effects, I'm gonna show you how to get something similar looking to this. So this is the original footage here. It's Sofego in a box from the Knock Knock music video. And then this is what we ended up with. I can go ahead and play this and it tweaks out a little bit as these glitches. You can make them as crazy or as little as you want, but I think it's a really cool look, and it's actually kind of a hard effect to emulate if you don't know what plugins or what secret sauce to add to the clips. So I got you guys on that for sure. So to start out, basically just have your footage or whatever you want the effect to take place on. Here we just have the whole Knock Knock music video. I'll just add it to the whole Knock Knock music video so we can skip around and you can see what it looks like on different clips and whatnot. And then the first thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is just duplicate that layer. So there's 2. You do that by clicking on the layer and clicking Control D, and then type in Omino. If you don't have the plugin already, I'll have it linked down below. It's free to download and install into After Effects. So there's not really a reason you can't do this effect. And then drag on Omino diffusion, and you can see you already have somewhat of this glitch look. Obviously this isn't the look that we're going for, but it's pretty cool and you can see how we can get there. So then the next thing I do is I like the color count up to 6. That way it brings back in all the colors that are actually there and just makes it look like more real footage. And then you can play around with the widths of each of the colors. I normally stick to the black and the white and then maybe like one other color. You can go as crazy or keep it as simple as you want. And I also not a huge fan of these glitches over here, so I just remove it, but I know some people think stuff like that looks cool. So I just brought it down to like 0.95, and that should get rid of most of like the really big like black spots that are just like missing out of that footage. Before we start tweaking with the widths and everything, I like to go to the mode. So if you don't see the mode here where it says normal, just go down here and click toggle switches and modes until you see that, and then change it to overlay. I found this one looks the most realistic and will give you the best look, but you can play around with all the blending modes. Maybe you can get something looking cool. It's really all personal preference. Like I always say, you can get some different looks, but I found the most realistic CRT look is through overlay. So then, like I said, you can play with the width of the black. If you can see here, width 1 is gonna correlate to the color 1. So whatever color 1 is, you can make it whatever color. Say you wanted to sample a color from the video, you can do that, and you can get some really crazy looks doing that. But yeah, I like to keep black and white and then maybe add one more color in. And you could leave it at something like 23 or whatever and play, and then it's not gonna really glitch around. It will change a little bit with like the lighting change in the video, and that's cool. Obviously you can get a look that you want doing just that. If you want it to move around and kind of glitch around a little bit more like kind of the CRT TVs do, and when you change the input of the synth, you're gonna want to animate this. So just instead of using keyframes here, we're actually gonna use something called an expression in After Effects. They're actually pretty simple to do. I'm gonna be just going over one expression. There's a lot of expressions that you could do to change the values of everything, but the most basic one is random. And to get that, just go ahead and open up your effects and then Omino diffusion down here, and then hold Alt on your keyboard and click on width or whatever you wanna change. For us, width 1, the color black. And then delete all this and type in random, and then the parenthesis open, and it should make an open and close. And then you can have it tweak, and then you can have it go from any value. So if you just type in one value, say I put 30, it would go anywhere from 0 to 30. But say you didn't want it to ever get to 0, say you wanted it to start at 10, you could go to 10, 30, and it would go random values between 10 and 30. And you can see up here in the top left hand corner, the red number, if you bring it somewhere else, you'll see what value it brings it to. So you can see 22, 19, all these different values. If you want it more noticeable, maybe just take away the 10 or have the value different. So for right now, since it's just random 30, it's gonna go anywhere from 0 to 30. So you can see here, it's 3, and you get a lot more of that glitchy look. It's all gonna be depending on your footage and what color you use, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I would just recommend playing between the random 0 to whatever, or whatever value to whatever. And then you can go ahead and do that for as many or as little ones as you want. I think I'm also gonna do the width for the width too, for white. And then I always just bring it up to like the max that I would want it at, so that way I can see what I would want the random to go through. So maybe for our case, like I would max want it to be at 4. So I'm gonna hold Alt, click on the stopwatch, type in random, parentheses, and then since it's just 0 to 4, I'm just gonna put in 4 there. And now we can see we have 2 different values twitching, and that gives it a really cool look. So then you can go ahead and change any other of the colors you want. Obviously you can see whenever you tweak a color, for example, the blue is gonna affect the blues more, the red's probably gonna affect the skin tones because there's some reds and brown, and then gray is just gonna affect the grays. So you can go ahead and sample these colors by clicking the pen tool and then dropping whatever color, or really do whatever you want. You can see I accidentally selected on here, even that looks cool. So it doesn't even have to be colors that are in your video specifically. And maybe I'll just do that. This color looks pretty cool. So alt clicking on the width again, typing in random, parentheses, and then maybe do something like 2, so just 0 to 2. And you can see this is even different from the one that I have here. Obviously there's a few more effects and stuff on here right now, so we still have to tweak some stuff, but you can see even the glitches are different. So every time you do this, it's gonna be a little bit different depending on the clip, color that you use, the values, everything. So some other things you can do to really enhance this look is if you wanted, sometimes those old TVs have tint. So I just went ahead and typed in tint in the effects and presets, and then you can drag that onto the clip with Omino diffusion, and then go ahead and choose a color. And this will give it a tinted look. Obviously this is a bit intense, but you know, you can see what color you're looking for, and then just change the amount to tint just a little bit less. And now it looks like the TV almost has like a warmer of a look. Another thing I noticed is flicker looks really good on here actually. It just adds a little bit more of a glitchy TV like shake look. If you don't have flicker and you have my CRT pack, because we're actually gonna be using the CRT pack later in the video anyways, there is a flicker preset built in that I made, and it should give a very similar look. So we'll just use that for right now actually. I think it enhances the footage a lot and really helps sell it. So then the next thing you're gonna do is highlight both of these clips here. Go ahead and click pre-compose and then name this CRT or whatever you want really, and then close out of the CRT, and now you have both of those layers combined together. And then I'm gonna go to my CRT pack and just drag on some of the CRT presets onto this to really sell the TV look. And I think CRT Simple looks really good here. It's the first one I dragged on, but they're all gonna give you different looks and really help sell the effect. And now you can see that I put on the CRT Simple preset. It has the bars that the TVs do, the distortion, some of the noise, all that stuff. And the reason I do like the CRT presets is obviously because it saves time and helps you get those CRT looks, but you can basically switch between a bunch of different TV looks. So, you know, if you had a real visual synthesizer, you'd be basically limited to whatever TV you're recording on, or you'd have to have a bunch of different TVs. So I think that's why this digital version is really cool, because you can get something similar. As you see, I'm just dragging all these different ones on. Some of the color distortion ones are really cool because it adds color distortion and just a different look. I think there's over 25 different presets, so there's bound to be one that you're gonna like and think looks good on your footage. And that'll be available in the description, link to my website, briandelmata.com. It's obviously a really good way to support the channel, and if you go ahead and cop it, I really do appreciate that. I think for our case, I'm gonna keep it with CRT Simple because it looks really good, and you know, just a simple look. So now you can see I'll just compare different parts of the footage to the actual footage to the visual synth look we came up with. So you can see here the title sequence, you can add it to titles, and it looks really crazy. Honestly, I'm really surprised at how good this look came out. And I knew there was ways that you can get these CRT and visual synth looks, obviously because I made a CRT pack, but I didn't know the visual synth could look so realistic in combination with the CRT pack. So you can see here is the normal footage, and then with the visual synth. I think it just looks actually crazy how good it looks. It almost, like, you would not be able to tell that this is all digital versus recorded on a CRT TV. I was even in a Discord call with a few of my buddies last night while I was making this effect, kind of just tweaking the final things to really give you guys the sauce, and they weren't able to tell the difference either. You can see here I'm just going through different parts of the footage, just kind of showing you what it looks like and what it looks like without. It's a really good texture shot. Obviously, don't add it to your whole music video, just add it to shots like B-roll or just something to add some texture to the music video, change up the scenes, and give it a different look throughout. But yeah, guys, if you made it all the way to the end, I really do appreciate you. Thank you very much. If you haven't already, like and comment, as well as subscribe, because I'm dropping 3 videos a week, dropping sauce like this all the time, just showing you guys really cool ways to implement effects that are really realistic looking in your music videos. Like I said, if you want to support the channel and grab the CRT pack or other presets and packs on my website, link will be down in the description, briandelmata.com. It's the best way to support me, and it's really appreciated.